Hey guys, welcome to One Shot Reviews. This week, Lawrence gets assaulted by a high school girl while watching the first episode of Bakemonogatari. Welcome.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to One
Oh,
Shot
Jesus.
Reviews, where I get assaulted.
Where you get assaulted, dude. I could tell you were one of those dudes that took a stapler to the mouth every morning, just walking down the hallway.
Yeah,
Don't.
what's up with all the stapler stuff in this? Now I'm trying to
It's
figure it out.
symbolism, sir.
Definitely, it must definitely be. So,
I'm not gonna tell you why. It'll click in your head some way at some point in the episode. It'll
good
click.
one. It'll click, huh?
Oh, shut up. No, you'll get it. You'll get it. We'll be halfway through the episode and you'll have a revelation of why the stapler is around so much. But yes, welcome, guys. First things first, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at OSR Pod, or follow us on YouTube and Spotify under One Shot Reviews. Lawrence, how's that tea? How you doing?
He's good. This is a new thing that me and my buddy have been doing. 2 cups of ginger tea a day, as a test. My boy wanted to run a test. He was like, let's just drink 2 cups of ginger tea a day. It helps with weight loss and it helps with inflammation. So I was like, sure, why not? I like
There you
tea.
go.
Throwing some lemons in there. He said with or without lemon. But I'm like, I throw lemons in there, some honey.
Nice.
And this ginger tea is actually bomb.
Yeah.
I don't mind drinking this at all. So
I usually do a black tea with a little bit of milk. That's usually.
yeah, man, I can go both spectrums. I can go
Yeah.
both spectrums.
Oh
I
yeah,
can
I'll
go,
try
like,
if someone puts.
cream or milk
Yep.
with like French vanilla. Yo, I
Someone
love
could
French
just
vanilla
hand
cream.
me a tea and not even tell me what's in it. I'll suck that thing down. I just love tea. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, jeez. But what have you been watching this week, Lawrence? How you been doing?
Started
Nothing.
anything new again? So once again, more League of Legends, man. I literally watch this stuff every day.
Well, yeah, they're in the full
Um,
swing of shit right now, aren't they?
They playoffs are starting semi soon, like because right now they're on like the second half of the summer of the split. So now
Right,
it's the
right.
summer, the mid-season invitational ended. So like now it's like, and now a whole bunch of teams that sucked during the spring are
Are
good now.
good.
So now it's like that just makes everything more exciting. So it's now
Right.
like some teams who are like trash have won 11 games in a row. Like I think
Jesus.
like FlyQuest. Am I bugging? FlyQuest won a lot of games in a row. It wasn't
Yeah.
11, but they won a lot of games in a row. I actually think I'm about to buy a FlyQuest shirt soon.
Damn.
But,
There you
but no,
go.
I do need to. Once again, I do need to watch Low Key.
Yep.
It's definitely on my list. It's just taking a while for me to get
It's
there.
yeah, it's finally done. It's only 6 episodes, so there you go.
Okay, so that's a good amount.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to learn code again, so I've been slowly doing that.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
so
Right.
yeah,
Nice.
but yeah,
Nice.
what about you?
Still watching my weekly shows. I just started watching what I think it's called like Duran, the Princess of Death, something like that. My girl recommended it to me. It's been on my list for a while. I fell asleep 5 minutes into it, so I have no idea what the hell was in the first episode. I don't know. So I'll start it again tonight. I watched the Tomorrow War. I think that's called the new Chris Pratt movie.
Was it good or no?
Okay, so everyone talks shit about the movie. They say it's trash, it's terrible. They're like, "Oh, this is the start of the end of Chris Pratt's career. Like this is just one of those shit movies that the." I give that movie a solid 6. It's a little better than average. The special effect, yo,
I'm gonna watch it now.
the monsters are the best part of the whole movie, Lawrence. Because in the beginning, when you like see them from super far away, or they show you just little bits of them, you're like scared for a bit because they look real fucking freaky from far away. And then the second one of them, like, and it's like a jump scare when the first one like gets in your face. Yo, that thing is fucking horrifying because it's like a like close up view of it. Yeah, they're aliens.
I've seen the
Yeah,
commercials. Okay,
but dude,
no,
they are fucking that alone. 10 out of 10. That was great alien design. It's fucking awesome. Scared the shit out of me. Overall, movies like because it's a time travel movie, so they gave you a bunch of rules of time traveling at the beginning of the movie, and then immediately throw all the rules out the window. They're like, here are all the rules on how time travel works in our movie, and we're not gonna follow any of those rules. Hell yeah. And they like go out of their way to fucking explain like the rules, and it's just like, why aren't you following them? You don't even explain them then if you're not even gonna fucking follow. There's no point.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna check it out now. I am gonna check
it's
it
good.
out,
Yeah, if you got Amazon Prime, it's free on Prime.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's longer than I thought it'd be. Check it out. Like I said, that monster design was fucking awesome. And I thought Chris Pratt was alright in it. The opening scene, hands down, probably one of the best scenes in the whole movie. And that, like, you see the opening scene, you're like, oh shit. Then you sit through like a half hour of boring nothingness, and then the movie picks back up again. But the opening scene, like, fucking, yeah, it hooks you in, and then you have to sit through all the bullshit as they explain time travel and all that crap. And then you get to all the fun stuff again. But it was a really good opening scene. So,
okay.
Yeah, check it out. I watched it yesterday because I was bored, and I don't regret it. I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is. So yeah.
I didn't hear anybody say anything about it, but I was probably gonna end up watching it because it looked decent. So
that's why I watched it. I was like, it's Chris Pratt. I like Chris Pratt. I got nothing else to do. I'll fucking watch it. But Lawrence, speaking of aliens, let's talk about this week's show, which has nothing to do with aliens. Perfect segue. Perfect segue.
Gods of crabs that weigh pounds.
Spoiler, not the only god in the show. But anyways, this week we're talking about Bakemonogatari. But first, let me give you a little insight into Monogatari as a whole. Monogatari is a Japanese light novel series written by S3e7 and illustrated by Vofan. Between November 2006 and October 2020, Kodansha published 26 volumes in the series under its Kodansha box imprint, with plans for at least 2 more volumes as of October 2020. All of the series stories arcs share the comic title suffix Monogatari. So all of the books are a word and then Monogatari after it. The plot centers on Kiyomi dude, I can never fucking say his.
Aragari.
I gotta like slow down to say it. I can't say it fast. And there's actually a running gag in the show with someone who does the same thing. But Kiyomi. Yeah, it's Aragi. It's Araragi. Dude, I'm just gonna call him Kiyomi.
Or is it Araragi?
Yeah, that's how you say it, but I'm stupid and can't speak because English is technically my second language.
Is it?
Yeah, Spanish is my first. Araragi. I'm going to call him Kiyomi because I can say that without looking like an idiot.
Twice.
You did. That's why I said I'm just going to say Kiyomi.
In my head too, like the whole time I'm staring at it like,
dude, it's the easiest name in the whole show to say, and I can't fucking say it.
Yo, now there's too much mad repetition. That's not easy. Like, you know, you're about to start.
It's Arara. Like, what the hell? I can't do it. My mouth can't do that. I'm just gonna call him Kiyomi. So the plot centers on Kiyomi, a third-year high school student who survives a vampire attack and finds himself helping girls involved with a variety of apparitions, deities, ghosts, beasts, spirits, and other supernatural phenomena, which often serve as proxies for their emotional and mental issues. Ooh. Shaft has animated the Monogatari series multiple times since 2009. The first season of the anime adaptation consists of 30 episodes, which were broadcast in Japan between July 2009 and December 2012. The second season consists of 28 episodes broadcast between July and December of 2013. And the third and final season consists of 42 episodes broadcast between December 2014 and June 2019. A prequel anime film trilogy was released in 2016 and 2017. And it was the film trilogy, it was 3 films. But here we go. Here's the part that Lawrence opened the Word document and went, what the hell is this? The anime adaptation does not follow the order of the novels and was released as follows. So the show came out not in the order of the books. This is how the anime came out. It starts with Bakemonogatari, then Nisei Monogatari, then Monogatari Black, Monogatari White, Kubiki Monogatari, Otori Monogatari, Oni Monogatari, Koi Monogatari, Hana Monogatari, Suki Monogatari, Owari Monogatari 1, Koyomi Monogatari, Kizu Monogatari Part 1 Teketsu, Kizu Monogatari Part 2 Neketsu, Kizu Monogatari Part 3 Riketsu, Owari Monogatari 2, and finally Zoku Owari Monogatari. Nailed it. I nailed it first try.
I was waiting for that the whole entire time. Like, I can't wait till
Dude, I'm trying to read it and not fucking see you in my peripheral fucking doing all that shit. But yeah, dog, that's a lot of story arcs.
Most fire name.
Dude, every single one of those is about, well, not every single one. A lot of those are about a different girl. Like, they're all different series that focus on like different girls and stuff like that. There's a couple that are the same, but I don't know. Did you ever see the YouTube trailer or video of the guy in a stadium fighting a blonde girl in like a red dress, and they're like fist fighting in a stadium, and there's crazy animation and shit, and he gets like his head popped off, and it like regenerates and like his body cut in half? Did you ever see that?
Yo, off of that description, no. But
I'll send you the trailer later. That's this show. So
okay.
And also, have you seen the toothbrush scene where the guy brushes the girl's teeth and they like get off on it? Because that's also
you told me about that.
Yeah, that's also this show. So as you can see, the show goes in both directions at the same time.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that. Yep, you can definitely tell.
You can tell that just from the opening of the show.
Exactly.
Because so good. I love this show.
We find out. So I thought that it was so for like I feel like this is a pattern kind of like I feel like maybe like a lot of first episodes. Well, I mean, and it makes a lot of sense, but I feel like they really kickstart at like halfway in, like, but it's like for obvious reasons, there's a setup, but sometimes like they'll have the flashback first in the beginning and then leading up to the flashback. Like, yeah, sometimes there's that, but like normally halfway through is when you'll notice like, oh, okay, so it's like it was cool.
This show,
we find out
it's weird with this show because there aren't flashbacks, but we're not starting at the beginning just because of all the shit they're talking about. Like, as the show goes on, like, you can tell, like, oh, shit's happened with people before because everyone's casually mentioning things and ignoring it, but we're not seeing a flashback. It was, you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was weird. It was weird, but awesome. Dude, this is my second favorite show of all time, by the way. So if you say anything bad about it, you're off the show. Just so you know.
I'll be sure to watch.
So sing its praises, say nothing but good things, and we'll be good.
Now I thought it was cool when we find out that the boy was a vampire, because I feel like that came out of absolutely nowhere. Because we did, after once he shows his mouth, you're like, oh. It was like a whole dynamic change. So it's like, oh, okay, so both of these motherfuckers are super.
Because like he shows her like immediately, like, and she's like, holy shit, and he's just like, yeah, I heal quick. And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, yeah, I'm a vampire. And she's like, what? Wait. She's just like, oh, okay. Like, casually, just like, okay, yeah, it makes sense.
Because it's like that, it catches you off guard because they don't. Unless I missed something, like you don't,
Lawrence,
thinking that
almost every single conversation is referencing something else in the show you haven't seen yet that will be happening. Like every single conversation. So like the show opens up, you get a beautiful panty shot. Everyone loves panty shot. I don't know why there's a panty shot. It's just a panty shot, and it's like this animation's also different, which is actually very important to the show itself, like the animation. I don't know how to describe it. I'm gonna Lawrence vamp for a bit. I'm gonna go figure out what there is a term for it. There's like a term
So
Monogatari
there was one scene that kind of reminded me of
anime.
like Gumby or like Chicken Run or like those celebrity death matches when he had
Right.
the pasta coming out of his head.
Yes.
I
Yep.
thought that scene was pretty cool. And then throughout the whole episode, they do like these quick flashes of words of like things on the screen that are just way too quickly to read unless you pause it. And it also makes it harder because it's in Japanese. But like they flash
Wait,
things
real
on the
quick.
screen.
If what I'm about to read is the fucking art style for this show, I'm gonna be so fucking mad because it's made up and it pisses me off. But continue.
Not they're yeah they're like quick. So do you know what I'm talking about, Chris? They're throughout this whole episode there are quick flashes of words that they'll put like in between the scenes when things are going on. Like something he'll say something and then it'll be like, oh, she stuttered. Real quickly, like it'll flash on the screen somewhere. So it's like they use that a lot in the
Yeah,
show.
they use a lot of. He'll just be like walking. It'll be like a scene that you would normally think like the person's walking, and you would hear like the inner monologue in his head. But instead of hearing that, he's walking, and then you get really quick flashes of text, and it's all text that's from the light novels. And if you pause the show during that, that's his inner monologue. So instead of hearing like him just being like, I hope I don't see that asshole today. He bullies me all the time. It'll just be him walking silently and flashes on the screen of like the text of like that would come up. And I love that because it happens like when they're on the bike and they're having the conversation, it'll be like flashes on the screen of stuff or it'll flash
Yeah,
to
yeah,
other
yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. Yep.
Um
So yeah, the scenes in this were the anime. That's how I can
so good.
scene transition. That's what I
All
put
right.
scene transition.
All right, here we go. This is what I got. Bakemonogatari was an artistic statement, a full-on showcase for what would become known as the Shaft style of anime, a style that was put together by the two people in charge of the series, chief director Akiyuki Shinbo and series director Tatsuya Oishi. And I get because Shaft is the company that made the anime. They're like the people that drew it. So I
Oh,
guess they made up this art style. Guess it makes sense. I like it.
I, I like it too.
My
I like it.
favorite little detail about it is when you know how when people like when you watch a DVD or something and you go to like the menu screen and you go to scenes and it has like 1 through 24 and it's like the 24 sections of the film. This show does that where you'll get like 5 minutes and then a literal title card will come up. It'll just be like purple. It'll say like chapter 002 and then down at the bottom it'll be like animation like card 16 and then up top it'll be like text use this font like it looks like someone handing someone being like, hey, when you go to this part of the anime use all this shit, like it looks like that. And they do that in between like you would in a movie where you go, oh, I want to jump to part 13 of the movie, and
It's
that's
dope.
literally every single one it'll be like you'll be towards the end of the thing it'll be like chapter 97 font like whatever size 16 color this like blah blah blah. I thought that was pretty cool. It's a cool little
Pretty dope.
detail. And they also really like to do long scenes of just like things that don't matter. Like when they're in the classroom and they're talking and then the scene pulls out and you see the whole classroom and then it's like a chair, a desk on the floor, a clock on the wall. But they're like hold them for like a little bit longer than you would think. And then all of a sudden someone like pops in the frame of like the last shot and you're just like that's kind of cool how they're just doing like or there's like the scene where he's running down the stairs and it's like the slow it's like a movie scene where it's like a slow pan just down the fucking like this show's very cinematic and also very loopy. It's like both at the same time, you know? It's dope. I love dude, the art in this goddamn show is so goddamn good.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Oh,
And then near the end, we find out, you know, we get a little insight of what's really going on in this universe, in this world.
Well,
And
so
that they're, you know,
real
there's
quick
stuff
at
here.
the
So it's pretty.
at the beginning, did you remember the little montage at the beginning? Where it's like you get the panty shot, the two people outside, and then you got a shit ton of montage, and then he's like climbing the stairwells to like catch the girl. Did you see that part? You remember that?
Yes, but no, I don't remember.
That
Sure, I watched it.
montage shows like a lot of spoilery shit from the prequel movies. So it's like you get a lot of spoilery shit, and then it's him walking up and he catches a girl that like fell from the top of a staircase, but when he catches her, she weighs nothing. And so the whole show revolves around him trying to figure out who that girl is. And then she like attacks him outside of the classroom with a box cutter and a stapler. Which as you were mentioning earlier, why is there a stapler so much? Think, Lawrence, think. Use your head. What two important things do we know about this girl? A stapler and what else? I believe in you. You can connect the dots. Because when you connect the dots here, every other girl in the show has a similar thing. Where it's like them and their problem, and then like something else in the show that's a prop that you see all the time. I believe in you.
She got bit by a crab, so she weighs nothing. And the stapler's whole
Yeah,
together. So,
but no. Think about a crab, and then think about a stapler. What two things are they doing? What two things do they do, Lawrence? What does a crab do with its arms and hands? And what does a stapler do when you
that
punch?
was the symbolism?
Yeah, so
Okay.
her is it's because it's the first episode, you don't really have a lot of time to like sit on it and figure it out. They essentially tell you. So the stapler is like she uses a stapler a lot, symbolizing like crab hands, and her whole thing is the weight crab that steals her shit. The other girl that he's talking to, you saw it once in this episode. I'll let you go back and look at it. But there's like a scene where she's like standing there and her shadow is in the form of a cat, and that's like your hint for like what her problem is. And then like the other people you see throughout the things, they have like a thing that kind of like shows you in the direction where they're gonna go.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool.
What kind of show is this?
Fuck if I know, dude. It's like a.
It has a genre. What genre is it?
It's a romance, mystery. Let me find out. Paranormal, psychological. I wouldn't really. There are action scenes, but I wouldn't name the whole series as a whole. Yeah, I would say mystery, paranormal, psychological, and romantic, because there is romance in this show. This is one of the few shows that actually the romance like starts early on, and it stays like throughout the whole show. It's kind of nice. But yeah, so little crab girl assaults Kiyomi and tries to tell him to keep quiet because she says, I forgot to. Do you know how much 5 kilograms is, Lawrence?
11 pounds. She weighed 11 pounds.
Dude, imagine weighing 11 pounds as a high schooler. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. 11 pounds. I weighed 11 pounds a week after I was born. Like 11 pounds. That's insane, dude. So yeah, she gets her weight taken away from her. We don't know why. The other girl that Kiyomi's talking to, which is Hanekawa, she says like, oh yeah, she was like a star athlete, super nice, super rich, but wasn't arrogant about it, would help everyone. But then the second she lost all of her weight and became ill, she like completely turned around. And she like never goes to school, no one talks to her. And after she staples his mouth, he all of a sudden is just like, I have to help this girl. And he takes her to see Oshino. And they have that whole scene outside where she's just like, if you assault me, like it's not gonna end well for you. Dude, did you see the Full Metal Alchemist quote that she just pulled out? Oh, you didn't see that? Oh, dude, it's
Wait, did I see what?
Or just hear it when they were talking, and you know how Ed does the whole like 40 ounces of sulfur, like whatever the composite of a human is. You know that famous scene?
Yeah.
She pulls that out in this episode. She starts saying it at the beginning, but she leaves out like a couple components that make a human to tell him like, oh yeah, I don't think of you as a human. That's like her.
Catch that.
Oh, so good.
I'm trying to figure out. I was trying to see what genres this is. I can't even see this on Crunchyroll. It's like they don't even have it up here. But now I was just curious.
I would say like mystery or paranormal. I think would be the two big ones. But yeah. And then he walks into that room. Another like foreshadowing of like, oh, we've missed a lot of stuff and also more stuff to come. As he walks in with Hitagi and Oshino is just like, oh, you have a different girl today.
Yeah, I was like, oh shoot, my
yeah.
I was like, yo, why do you say that?
Spoiler, it's because there's a lot of stuff that happened during Golden Week, which was another topic that they talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Because remember when Kiyomi and Hanakawa were talking, and she's like, oh yeah, Golden Week, blah, blah, blah. And Kiyomi's like, oh, Golden Week. She's like, wow, what happened during Golden Week? He's like, nothing. Don't worry about it. It's like a huge thing that happened during Golden Week. So there's that. And yeah, he says like, you know, different girl, blah, blah, blah. And then Hitogi points at the little blonde girl in the corner. And she's just like, yeah, before we go through and like, who the fuck is that? Because she's just curled up in the corner in like a little dress with like a helmet on. She's just like, doesn't say anything, is just chilling in the corner. And Kiyomi actually says, oh, don't worry about her. She's a child who doesn't have a name and doesn't exist. Imagine hearing that about like a fucking little girl. I'd be like, we gotta fucking go. I am not about not about any of this, and I'm calling many cops, not just one. I'm calling many offices to come here right now, but I am leaving as well. And you find out that Oshino named her Shinobu and that she's the remains of a vampire. That's a spoiler. She's a vampire. That's OP as fuck. She's dope. I love Shinobu. And then, yeah, the end of the show is just him talking with Hitagi about the weight crab, who was part of a god and then broke away from the god and exists but doesn't exist at the same time. And has been following her, but not following her at the same time.
Yo, that part confused the shit.
So think about this. So
it was interesting that they had
Insidious. You've seen Insidious, right?
Yeah.
Same concept where there's that realm that he falls asleep in, and he's in, and it's the same thing where it exists but it doesn't, because normally we can't see it, but it is there. Normally we can't get to it, but he does get into it. It's the same concept in this show. Where it's like, they exist, but normally you can't see them. So he's like, I don't know what you did, but you did.
That's what confused me, because he was like, you did something.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah. It was a cliffhanger. You find out in episode 2 what she did. But, yeah. It was like a cool... I like that little exchange that, like... And he's, like, testing her the whole time. And then when she, like, gets up in his face, he's just like... All right, you're good. I was testing you. Most girls like you are usually pieces of shit, but you're pretty dope. He's like, most of you are usually like little assholes that are just want everything they want, but you actually seem like, you know, you give a shit.
Who get attacked by the weight crab specifically.
Right. He's like, normally the crab attacks people that are like you, but in this case it didn't. You saw the crab, and that's why it took your weight. So dude, this show. Oh.
I did like how we find out, like, at the end when Mr. Onisha is talking to them, that there's a lot more in this universe. There's like deities, like demons, there's like ghosts, there's like, so that's when it really opens up and you find out, oh wow, okay, so there's a whole bunch going on, that this is just a small thing. And his explanation is about this weight crab is so like discreet, kind of like you don't really get a whole bunch of information about like what's going on. Like really, you just said what we just talked about.
Hitagi says it perfectly. She's like, "Oh, you gave an ambiguous answer to an ambiguous question." You know?
That's like perfect, because it's like, all right, like what?
Cool.
But it was like
Like
just enough to have you interested in like, oh,
right.
okay.
Oh,
So,
so good. This
but
show's so good.
all in all, bro, this episode I would rank way higher than like I would rank higher than like a couple of the shows we watched recently.
Right.
Uh, just it was. I feel like the content was good. Like when we
Mm-hmm.
find out at the very end about there are a whole bunch of other supernatural things in this universe that we
Right.
have, as well as the episode itself. There wasn't like anything that I was like, oh, that's corny.
Right.
Like it was like, oh, okay, you know. And when you're finding out, the first 12 minutes once again is just, we think he's just, we're just
You think he's just the
following a
normal
boy,
dude. Yeah.
a normal dude. We find out he's a vampire because he never said anything about it. So until
Nope.
then, so it's like, oh shoot. So it's like, oh shoot. Like we think
Dude,
we're dealing
and
with.
you
So it's like
think
there was
he's
enough that.
and I also think he's like mad if you watch just this one episode and you listen to like really listen to what he's saying, you would think he's like a fucking god. Because he's like, oh yeah, that thing, it doesn't exist. Don't worry, it's a fucking vampire. Who cares? It's remnants. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm a vampire. I just heal. Whatever. I'm a normal human. I heal quick. He's like, oh, you're weightless? I got a guy that can fucking fix you. I got this. Oh, Golden Week? Don't worry about what happened in Golden Week. That's fine. Like, every single time this dude opens his mouth, he's just like, don't worry about what the fuck I was doing. Just know I've seen some shit. And it's like, this is episode 1. What the fuck? We haven't seen you do shit, but apparently you're like this all-knowing, all-powerful high school kid
Right, we're
that's
dealing
just
with the
chilling.
man already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. But goddamn, I love this show, man. She's actually that girl is actually the background of my computer right now.
Oh, okay.
So good. I'm a weeb, you know.
What would you rate this?
Oh, S tier all day, sir. S tier. There is
You think the first
nothing,
episode was S tier?
nothing. Think of one other anime that has this level of animation and intrigue out of anything else you've watched. This is like the most different thing I had seen compared to everything else. Up like when I first watched this. Oh fuck! When did I watch this? Like 2018, I want to say I first watched this, and I watched this first episode, and I watched like I pulled an all nighter that night because I just kept fucking going and going and going because I saw this first episode and I was like, there is nothing on the market like this right now. This is different from everything else, and like you said, when you pulled out that Leonardo DiCaprio quote from that movie, we both guessed correctly and not wrong. I promise. Like, you had me at the beginning, but then the ending hit, and I was like, you got my attention, dog. I'm going to be here for a fucking while. I think this is S tier all around. That's just me. If you love mysteries with some romance, if you like ghosts and deities and beasts and vampires and all that crazy shit, and you want something different than two people yelling and screaming and beating the shit out of each other for 17 episodes, this is it. This is the other thing. I think I think it's S tier all day. I think this show is amazing, and I mean you saw how many things I read off. Has 87 different fucking seasons.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You know.
Okay. I mean, I would give it a solid B. I thought that
Word.
it was that just means that I thought that I thought it was good. I thought it was good. And yeah, I thought it was good. That's why I think it's a B, a solid B, is because I thought it was good. It had enough. It had enough there.
Right.
So yeah, I wasn't blown off my feet, that's what I think when we start getting into A and then S. But I thought it was good. So I'll give it a solid B.
As an art major and then seeing this animation, I was blown off my feet. I was like, holy shit, the art in this thing is fucking insane. I loved it.
If
So good.
Like the one thing I was trying to think, because when I saw the animation, I felt like there was another anime that kind of reminded me of the animation. but I just couldn't think of it. But now it's starting to come back. Um, the one with S Death.
Yeah, it's Akame got killed.
Akame got killed. The animation for the animation in this reminded me of the animation Akame got killed. Like the colors fit. Like sometimes the colors will get bright hot, and it'll be like, oh, okay, so the temperature chart, like if someone goes to a certain spot, it'll be bright red versus like the other parts of yellow.
Right.
But that bright red, this show, I feel like this show had a lot of scenes where like the color. Oh, and another not animation style, but the color, color pop, Fire Force. The colors in this show, they make them pop out at you.
Right.
But the way they do it reminds me more of like Akame got killed, because Akame got killed had a lot of like hot like laser colors.
Right.
Like when the people are out the window on the moon. On the 7 lines, and they're all just pink standing there, and that like their colors popping. It's like the same when the girl shoots her laser beam.
Right.
I forgot the
mine.
Had the,
yeah, mine.
She had the like the certain scene, and then in that show, a lot of the colors you can see they were like real vibrant, and like it looked like a temperature map. Like they were like that, like they would get real bright, and like in this, you can see it in their eyes, like their eyes for the guy and for Araga. Kiyome, Kiyome, and her name was
Senjo Gadahara.
Her name was, what say it one more time?
Senjo Gadahara.
Okay, what's her whole name?
Hitogi Senjo Gadahara.
Yeah, her name was mad long.
I know I can say that, but I can't say fucking Kiyomi's name.
It doesn't seem that long when you say it, but I was like, yo, she got a long name.
Dude, she's
like,
best
you
girl.
Can see, so the art is definitely there in this. They definitely when the scene where his head turns into like pasta, that was when I was like, oh, okay, so they're getting mad artsy with this. Like that reminded me of like a scene like how Gumby or Chicken Run or like Celebrity Deathmatch. How like the clay.
Oh, I love Celebrity Deathmatch.
When the pasta came out of his head, I was like, oh, they're trying to do like that. It seemed like they wanted to do like that clay. I was like, oh, that was pretty cool because they clearly did that because it's completely different from.
Dog, there are some episodes where they have like 8 different styles of animation in the thing. Well, they'll be doing a thing and then it'll do like, you know how in Family Guy it'll be like that one time when, and then it does a flash. They'll do that in this show, but it won't be a cutback. It'll be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then the scene will cut to something else. And the animation is different. It's like a different fucking studio did it. And then instead of then they do like a different one and then they cut back. They get fucking artsy in the show. It's crazy.
That's dope.
They put 10 different artists that had no fucking similar styles together and said, make the same show. Go. Ugh, so fucking good. So
but yeah, man,
good.
I thought it was good.
Hell yeah.
I did think it was good.
Well, you heard it here, boys and girls and everyone in between and not in between. Good fucking show. Watch it, damn it. I demand it. I demand it.
Man, it deserves a watch off the name alone.
Hell yeah, dog.
Oh.
But you know what time it is, Lawrence.
Yes,
I already brought the screen up for you. I brought it up. So you're winning 2-0 right now, right? Because neither of us got it last week. All right. God damn it, dude! I need to get on. I need to get on this fucking scoreboard.
I'm going with green.
All right, good. I was about to say if this piece of shit picks what I'm going to pick. I'm going to go with red and Charlotte. That's what I'm going to pick.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, actually, I like the name of the green that I was going to pick. So now I'm going to switch. So then I'm going to go with blue.
Oh, okay.
And Violet Evergarden.
Yo,
I picked that one last time.
Dude, that's one of my top 5s, dog.
I'm pretty sure I picked the same one last week.
Lawrence, that's the one anime where I cried during every single episode, so I don't want to hear it. That's 12. Okay. That's 12 episodes and a movie worth of crying. It sucks.
It sounds like Katniss Everdeen, so that's why I'm like Violet Evergarden.
It's by the studio. Do you remember 2 years ago the arson attack on Kyoto Animation? Do you remember that? The arson dude who lit the building on fire and killed a bunch of people?
Yeah.
That this studio made that anime.
Oh, I did say this because you did say that the last time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, here I am repeating myself. Anyway, spin that wheel. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? No, don't do it. It's gonna fuck me again. God damn it. That's a blue.
Green.
You should have stuck with green. All right. Well, oh, so this was a very controversial anime when it came out because of the girl's design.
Hold on.
Uzaki-chan wants to hang out, everyone. That's what we're watching next week. Very controversial episode, if I must say so myself.
Oh, yep. I'm going to like this show. All right.
Jesus Christ. Yep, I'm going to like this show. God damn. And that's why it was so controversial. Holy shit.
Right.
All right, everyone. So you saw and heard it here. We're going to watch Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out next week. So, yeah, come on by. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for coming. We'll holler at y'all.